So as a lifter, I'm always trying to get better, get more efficient with the goal of course, adding weight to the bar in the long run. One of the things that I always try to do at the beginning of any training cycle is pick a cue for each exercise or a technique change to focus on. And I really like to only pick one because I found that if I do more than one at a time for each lift, none of them end up sticking by the end of the training cycle. And of course, it's always important to do those at the beginning for me because that's when the volume is highest and the intensity is lowest, which means I can get a lot of rep work in with submaximal weights to refine that technique or cue change, rather than throwing in at the end of a training cycle where you don't get a lot of volume or chances to do rep work and the intensity is a lot higher, so the weight's a lot heavier and it's harder to make a change and actually have it be effective. So that's kind of a little caveat there, but I wanted to share something with you that's really helped me when it comes to bench press. And it's interesting because this is something that you'll find in any basic 101 level bench press tutorial, and that is retracting your shoulder blades. But the interesting thing about cues is sometimes it takes a certain way of saying it, a certain analogy, maybe even a certain exercise for an individual to finally get it or for it to click. And I think this particular exercise has finally been my aha moment for bench press and scapular retraction. Now, in the past, I would try things like normal scapular retraction, just standing there, and felt okay for the most part standing there. But when I got on the bench and would set up for my normal bench press, adding weight to the bar and other instances of trying to really dig into my traps, I just found it wasn't very effective. I've also tried things like band pull-aparts, which I think work a little bit better because there's some added resistance, but just a little bit unnatural and not the same range of motion, and I never felt real comfortable doing that. So it wasn't until I really found a hybrid of the both, using again just a simple resistance band, where again things started to click. So all you do is you take this band, hook it up to a pull-up bar, a rack, a rig, whatever the case may be, something above you that allows you to put your arms and your upper body through the band itself. It then ends up wrapping around your chest and you can pinch it between your lats and your arms. And then you simply just use your scapula, your shoulders to retract back and stretch that band out. And for me, this has worked wonders because it really allows myself to emulate how I set up in a bench, and because the resistance is there, it really forces you to hold that position. And one of the benefits of doing this, and it has a couple, is number one, it puts your shoulders in a much better position because they're retracted. And for someone like myself who's been dealing with some AC joint and shoulder issues, this has been a heaven send. As well as for me, someone who typically benches with a relatively flat back, this forces me to put my chest up more and my shoulders back further, which gives me a little bit more of an arch, which is going to help shorten my range of motion. So give this a try. If you have trouble with your scapulas and retracting your shoulder blades, this might be something to help. Hopefully it helps you as it's helped me greatly. If you have another tip that maybe works that's kind of outside of the box, make sure you leave that in the comment section below. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching and stay big.